We've all had those moments of regret when we wish we could go back in time and make a different choice. But what if I told you there was a secret philosophy that has been tested over centuries, can help you live a life without regrets? Ancient Stoic thinkers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus figured out how to stay calm and clear-headed even in the most difficult situations, and make firm, unwavering decisions. Today, we're going to delve deeper into the world of Stoicism, not only to understand the philosophy, but also to find practical advice that can be applied immediately to our modern lives. Don't look back with regret, take control of your future. Stay with me, as you will not only learn from these master philosophers, but also discover how to apply their teachings to live a more fulfilling, freer, and regret-free life. I guarantee that you will leave with powerful tools ready to transform your life starting today. And before we get started, don't forget to subscribe and follow us along the way, as each video section is packed with valuable insights that will help you harness the power of Stoic wisdom to truly revolutionize your life. Imagine you are living in the time of Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest emperors of Rome. This mighty empire is facing an unprecedented disaster, the Antonine Plague. Not only does this plague kill millions, it also shakes the foundations of the Roman Empire, plunging its people into a state of panic and fear. At that time, life and death were only a breath away, and an entire nation seemed about to collapse. But ask yourself, if you were in Marcus Aurelius's position, what would you do? Would you be able to keep your spirits up and make important decisions during the darkest moment of history? Marcus Aurelius did not let himself be swept away by the chaotic flow, but instead, he remained calm and clear-headed, like a lighthouse in the storm. He knew that, in the most difficult times, strong and meaningful decisions were needed. Marcus was not only a talented leader, but also a resilient person who knew that in the most difficult times, strong and meaningful decisions were needed. Have you ever wondered, if you were in his position, would you have the courage to do what he did? Marcus decided to subsidize funeral expenses for families who lost loved ones to the disease, an act that not only showed deep compassion, but also demonstrated his responsibility and genuine concern for his people. What about the challenges you faced? Not stopping there, Marcus understood that, in order to protect the empire from external attack, it was necessary to strengthen the army. He recruited more soldiers, strengthened the defenses, and even did not hesitate to sell his personal property to ensure that the army had enough resources to withstand any challenge. Can you imagine? An emperor willing to sacrifice his own property to protect the empire. This not only required courage, but also demonstrated a great sense of responsibility. Are you strong enough to face your own difficulties? Marcus's decisions were not just temporary measures to overcome difficulty, but also a direct application of Stoic philosophy to harsh reality. He did not react emotionally or out of fear, but acted with purpose and thought. This teaches us that even in the worst of times, calm and determination can help us weather any storm, no matter how severe. Have you ever faced a challenge like this? And if so, how did you choose to face it? Marcus Aurelius, the famous Stoic philosopher and emperor, once said, "Look back at the empires that rose and fell, and you can see the future." This quote is not only a history lesson, but also a powerful reminder of how we should approach the challenges of life. Think of the past as an old movie, where every time you watch it, you find new things, perspectives that you may have missed before. Do you have the courage to revisit your decisions and learn from them? History repeats itself, and what happened in the past is not just a fairy tale, but also a valuable lesson that we can learn. The difficulties we face today, whether in our work, relationships, or personal lives, have been experienced and overcome by others. You can continue to stand still and fear, or you can look to the past to learn lessons, move forward stronger. We often think that the current challenges are too big, too difficult. But if we look back, we will see that many people before us have faced similar difficulties, even more severe, and they have overcome. You can do it too. By understanding that we are not alone in these challenges, we can find comfort, knowing that others have stood in our shoes and succeeded. What has happened before is proof that human capacity is limitless when they know how to use the lessons of the past to prepare for the future. So when facing any challenge, remember that history is not just the stories of those who have died. It is a map to guide us through difficult times. Which will you choose? Don't let fear rule you. Take action, be stronger and more confident. Thinking about change and Stoic wisdom, imagine one afternoon you are standing on the beach, looking out into the distance and seeing the waves continuously crashing on the shore. Can you also feel the constant change of each wave? Today the waves may be calm and gentle, but tomorrow they may become fierce and powerful. Heraclitus, a Greek philosopher, once said, "Nothing is permanent except change." This saying is true for both the sea and our lives. Our lives, like the sea, are constantly changing. One day, you may feel everything is peaceful and favorable. Not long after, the storm may come unexpectedly. Stoic wisdom has long recognized this and advises us that instead of trying to control everything, we should learn to accept change as an inevitable part of life. Think of yourself as a small grain of sand on a vast beach. Although small, this grain of sand is an indispensable part of the whole. Just like us, even though we are just an individual in the vast world, each of us has our own role and position, but we cannot always control everything around us. The only thing we can do is control how we face change. Aristotle, another great philosopher, also emphasized that adversity is how we learn and grow. When life becomes difficult, it is not a sign to give up, but an opportunity for us to discover our inner strength. Remember when you overcame a big challenge? Did you feel stronger and more mature afterwards? The challenges we face, from health crises to societal upheavals, are all opportunities for us to learn and grow. But how can we keep our faith in the face of these challenges? The answer lies in how we view life and adversity. Look to history, to the people who have faced great challenges before us. They survived, overcame, and even emerged stronger from the storms of life. They can do it, why can't we? Life has its ups and downs, but it's important that we don't let ourselves be swept away by temporary difficulty. Instead, see challenges as waves of the ocean. They may be strong and scary, but after each wave there is a calm, a moment for you to breathe and continue your journey. What Stoic wisdom teaches us is that no matter how life changes, you can always choose how to respond to it. You can't stop the waves from the ocean, but you can learn to surf, keep your balance, and keep moving forward. In difficult times, instead of panicking and worrying, remember that everything will pass. Challenges are not a stopping point, but an opportunity for you to grow and become stronger. When we understand that change is an inevitable part of life, we become calmer, more clear-headed. And from there, we can face every event with confidence and steadfastness. Life is a journey full of unexpected changes. But with Stoic wisdom, you will always find your way, no matter how big the storm. Filter out the noise to focus on what really matters. In the digital age we live in, life seems to be busy and noisy. We are surrounded by information, news, opinions from all sides. Just turn on your phone or computer, and a series of messages, notifications, and updates are pouring into your eyes. This can create a sense of chaos, making us feel anxious, confused, and disoriented. Sometimes you may feel like you are trying to swim in a sea of information without knowing where the shore is. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and great Stoic thinker, has a valuable piece of advice for us. Know how to filter out the noise to focus on what really matters. This is not just a simple piece of advice, but a principle of life that can help you regain peace of mind and focus on the big goals in life. Imagine you are an artist. In front of you is a large, rough, and shapeless block of rock. You know that inside this block of rock is hidden a beautiful work of art. But to bring it out, you need to remove all the unnecessary parts. Each chisel, each slice is a step closer to creating your masterpiece. Our lives are similar. To create a meaningful and fulfilling life, we need to know how to eliminate the unnecessary things, to focus on what is truly important. In everyday life, the extras can be information, events, or relationships that don't add value to you. It can be useless conversations, negative news that you don't need to know, or relationships that cause stress and annoyance. These things, like dust on an artist's canvas, can obscure what's really important in your life. To filter out this noise, you need to train yourself to focus on what's really important. Try asking yourself questions like, is this really important to my life? Does it help me get closer to my goals? The answer is no. Be bold and eliminate it. Don't let unnecessary things take up all your time and energy. Practical way to do this is to learn to say no to requests or opportunities that don't align with your goals. This doesn't mean you have to say no to everything, but make sure you only spend your time and attention on what's truly important and meaningful. Remember, our time is limited, and how we use it determines the quality of our lives. Another way to filter out the noise is to limit your exposure to unnecessary information sources. Be thoughtful about what you read, listen to, and watch on a daily basis. You don't need to know everything that's happening in the world or participate in every social media discussion. Instead, choose the information that is truly valuable and relevant to your life and work. Finally, remember that filtering out the noise is not a one-time process. It's a habit that you need to maintain on a daily basis. Like an artist, you need to constantly evaluate and adjust to make sure you're on the right track and not getting distracted by things that aren't worth it. Marcus Aurelius once said, "If you are busy with meaningless things, you will miss the important things." Use this Stoic wisdom to create the life you want, focusing on what really matters and eliminating the unnecessary. In this way, you will find peace of mind and achieve your big goals in life. Make the most of the present and live with purpose. A lesson from Marcus Aurelius. Life, as Marcus Aurelius once reminded us, is short. When he said, "Life is short." That is all there is to say to get what you can from the present fairly and thoughtfully. He was urging us not to waste our time on meaningless things. It is a powerful call to live each moment to the fullest, to make the most of the present and act with purpose. Think of life as a garden. Every day you need to water it, trim the grass, and care for it. You can't let it grow without care, or else the weeds will grow, the flowers will wither, and you'll never see the garden bloom as you expected. Life is the same. Every little action you take today, every choice you make, all steps toward a fulfilling life. Now, have you ever asked yourself, what am I doing with my time? Am I living it to the fullest, or am I just drifting through it aimlessly? Marcus Aurelius advised us to look at the present. Not tomorrow, not yesterday, but this very moment. That's all you have. Can't go back in time, or you can't leap into the future. But right now, you can decide how you're going to live it. Living with purpose doesn't mean you have to do big world-changing things. It can be small, meaningful actions. For example, waking up a little earlier to exercise, which helps your body and mind stay healthy. Or spending time with your family, talking and laughing with them instead of just staring at your phone. Each of these small choices is like tending your garden. Little by little, it will bloom. But it's not just about doing things. It's about doing things fairly and thoughtfully. This means not only living for yourself, but also paying attention to those around you. You could help a friend who's struggling, or simply giving someone a sincere compliment. These actions, no matter how small, add up to making your life and the lives of others more meaningful. Have you ever heard the saying, "Live like there's no tomorrow"? This is not advice to do reckless things or live irresponsibly. On the contrary, it is a reminder that our time is limited, and we need to use it wisely. Marcus Aurelius wants you not just to live, but to live meaningfully. That is, to make the most of every moment, not to waste it on useless worries or vain goals. So, what will you do with today? You can sit there and let the day pass you by, or you can get up and make today a day to remember. Take action now, because every moment that passes is an opportunity you can never get back. Marcus Aurelius has given us a formula for living fully. Live with purpose, take care of your life like you would take care of a garden. And remember, it is not the big things, but the small things you do every day that will accumulate into a meaningful life. Start now. Live your life as you were meant to live it. Make each day, each moment, a part of a life you are proud of. Because in the end, life is not just about the years you live, but how you live them. That is what really matters. What Marcus Aurelius and the Stoics taught were not lofty philosophy, but practical tools for us to use every day. By applying these principles, you will not only learn how to endure hardship, but also how to find joy and peace in every moment. Remember, the journey to a life of serenity and purpose is just a thought away. If you are interested in this journey, do not hesitate to continue exploring with us. Life is a long journey, and we will go further when we are together.